So there's quite a few things here. Let me get this chart going. I'm going to there's kind of a lot to talk about. So I apologize. I know the last video for last week was a longer one than usual. There's just a lot to go over. This is that time of year. There's a lot. Pisces gets squared off and angled by Gemini and Virgo. So it's a big T-square. Okay. Stress and tension, friction, lots of friction. We have to take more steps to make things work out. There's people at the table that don't get along. The conversation is confusing. We think they might be misleading us or putting on a show or make believe and pretend. And it's kind of shady maybe, or there's some backroom deals going on and conversations. And we're like, what the hell is what is actually happening? So business and trade, supply chain, authority figures, social media, news outlets, group energy is in politicians as well. That's part of this because it's Pisces. But then Virgo, it's the little man, the worker, the jobs, the details, the minutia. And this is the earth energy. And this is money, values, finances, and banking. Okay. But Virgo says, I'm the one that comes with the goddamn receipts. And if I'm holding the receipts in my hand and the shit doesn't add up, we got a problem. And we're under the influence of Venus at the opposition of the Pluto energy. And this energy is powerful, it's intense, and it talks about people that you may know very well, where you have a deep bond with. And folks, when it comes to Pluto energy, remember, you don't have to be best buds with these folks. These can be people where there's this ancient history, where there are these soul bonds. And it might be a time when people are realizing it's time to sever that crap. Like, we're done. We're finished. We're over. It just might be that because we're dealing with shocks and surprises and Aquarius energy and the intensity of the past traumas and betrayals from those who have positions of power. So before we go any further on that, there are a couple other things we have to talk about because, like I said, it's a big week. I'm going to show you some separate charts. So with this one, we got authority figures, shocks and surprises, things that are disruptive, sudden, with Gemini energy, news and information and authority figures and the markets. Okay. Values, money, banking. We're down pat on that. We got that. But on this day, on the 17th, look what we have here in this chart. This is where you have Venus at 5 degrees and 7 minutes, the moon at 5 degrees and 7 minutes. We have Jupiter, 27 degrees. So the Leo energy, authority figures, how I took a risk, how I'm taking a risk, children, fun, joy, creativity, romance, taking a risk with our bodies because we like to be, we're active with Leo energy. We're courageous with Leo energy. We are looking for a good time and want to be entertained with Leo energy, right? Unfortunately, it shares the children degree. On this day, the sun is at 26 degrees. This is a Venus degree. We have Mercury at 21 degrees at a Jupiter degree. So it's big. So we can think messing around with our belief systems, our thoughts about the present, the past, and the connection to the future. This can also be Supreme Court injustices and judgments that are going around. There's so many court cases in the United States. That's about all I need to say. But even Jupiter now has moved to 27 degrees this week. Jupiter moved to 27. The news degree. The news freaking degree. Now, remember, it's also about learning what we're talking about, what we're hearing about, what we're sharing. Cancer energy. Again, a lot of property, a lot of home and values energy. All right. But at the same time, Uranus makes a move. So this is Wednesday, the 17th. Uranus goes to 3 degrees on this day. Information, this would be voting. This would be Did people tamper with the votes? This is information that moves really fast. This would be something that is definitely affecting the public. This also, if you look at Mars, this is an authority figure. Again, it's Mars in Taurus values, but it's a Saturn degree. We're thinking of the long term here. We're thinking of the future here. We're thinking of who we're committed to, what we're committed to. We're thinking of discipline. We're thinking of rules. We're thinking of integrity. This right here, whatever the hell this ends up being, is shocking and surprising. And it could even be you have a storm and your power goes down, right? It can be that too. It's a disruption. But the thing is, on this chart at this time, we even have the vertex, the points of fate, coming in and touching in with Uranus energy, which is authority figure energy. And that Chiron again, the wound to my body. Freedoms and independent energy is absolutely gigantic, freaking huge, big, with 29 degrees Chiron that is about to flip. It's at 2955 here, a very critical degree, okay, to the consciousness raising experience that we are all supposed to have as a group. Is it going to be do? Are we going to have, our friends from another planet stopping by? Is it going to be that? I don't know. Only time will tell. But that's not all. What I don't have circled, but if you look carefully, you can see it on this chart, are the nodes. On this day, the nodes went to 1 degrees. This is also the leadership energy. This can also be war. This can be soldiers, right? This usually can be very optimistic, but it's initiating something. In what? The future, my dreams about the future, my fantasies. It's 1 degrees. Public figures, politicians, government, the elite, royalty as well. The whole thing with Neptune and Pisces, this is a unifying energy, right? It says, I'm about unity and oneness. And Pisces can be about surrender. So are we surrendering our rights and our freedoms? Are we surrendering going to battle? Will the wars end? Obviously, that will probably never happen as long as, people have, anyway, let's not get into that. So this is a big day for this reason as well. The nodes go to 1 degrees. This is on the 17th. So in Virgo, again, the details, the data, the receipts, 1 degrees, 1 degrees. Okay. Can it be jobs? Sure. Your day-to-day routines, you're going to be focused on self. Remember, service energy, Virgo. So this can be policemen, firemen, and also active duty military. This is them too. Oh, maybe they raise the white flag. Maybe they, crash drones into each other or crash drones into the sea instead of, killing innocent people and bombing hospitals and schools and shit and crazy shit, right? Wherever around the world. This is global energy, folks. Okay. So, there can just be a lot of different ways this can look. The moon amplifying harmony and affection and love. Venus is very sociable energy. You follow? So it talks, there might be a time when we're enjoying the company of somebody we're with. So for some of us in our charts, it just might mean that. It might mean that there's like this romantic encounter possibly. Okay. And feminine energy being strong. The love life might be kind of on, there might be some sparks actually. But it might be sparks that are in a good way, but it also can be sparks that are in a, wow, that's a surprise. I didn't expect that. And I there just might be something there. For those of you who have stuff at 5 degrees, this can be intense depending upon what else you have there. But the recommendation is that this is a lesson about your own power. That's the recommendation. That's the lesson in this lesson. If somebody has done something, if something is revealed, if you are aware suddenly of something, this may include friends, of course, because it's Aquarian energy. Um, if you're aware of something and there's a surprise, right? Something that was unexpected, or there's like a power play of some sort, to be aware of when who you're around and what's going on. And if this event or these people, if you feel like you lose your power, like you don't belong there because you're just zapped afterwards. And the thing is, don't give your power to them. Don't blow up, don't blow out. Just be as calm and as harmonious as you can, but make changes. You follow? It's not about the verbal battle, because here's the thing, folks. Leo is going to want to yell. That's what Leo does. It roars. It is going to want to yell. Now, this may, again, hopefully can turn into something that's fun and lighthearted. Hopefully we're outdoors doing something and using this energy in a positive group way. That can be done. That can definitely be done. But if you're in a situation that is definitely where you realize, oh, this is not for me, I'm out of this. I'm done with this. Then you make that change. But you don't need to be like all roaring about it, okay? Because then we lose our power. Then we literally give it away. And then you also give it away if you don't make a change, if you don't take action. Doesn't mean you go do something horrible. It means you realize, oh no, that's the end of this for me. You realize that you've got to step back and step out and step away. The inclination is to want to go big, because the emotions are going to be like, they're going to be real strong. There's a lot of energy in Cancer. Emotions are going to be big. Now, Jupiter will be here to try to shower us with some protection and optimism. Just remember something though. Don't be delusional. So in other words, don't make a decision right at this moment or on this day. Let it marinate and revisit it when you're calmer. Remember, cooler heads prevail. So there you are for your solstice. Your sun is in Cancer energy. This is Sunday, June 21st, 0 degrees of Cancer. You see, Mars is still at 24, about to click to 25. So we're still sleepy, waking up. Jupiter has moved to 28 degrees. So this is the public. This is the emotions. This is feelings. This is women energy. And this is Jupiter at the last degrees. So we think the history, the past, and moon and property. Yeah, again, big energy. And the security and confidence that we absolutely now for sure know, because Jupiter is here to let us understand what we absolutely have to feel emotionally safe, emotional safety, emotional security. This is big for this whole week. But on this day, right after everything that happened, here we are in the solstice, more Cancer energy, and family and nurturing and home is, well, it's home.